Hello everyone, Richard Lewis here. Sam's hovering in the background probably. Just a quick video relating to Counter-Strike. And I don't want to go all Dan M, but we're going to be just addressing something that's really kind of blowing up at the moment. That is a witch hunt, if you like, some cheating allegations being made towards a player. It's CLG's new pickup, Subroza. Now, where to begin with this? I mean, I guess we should probably take a little look at the evidence, but before we get into that, let's just start that this guy has just joined CLG. People have been saying that he was a cheater for the longest period of time before it, when he was in Premier and everything else. When he was coming up, he's had quite a meteoric rise. CLG have scouted him and said, we think this kid's got potential and is going to be good, and he's finally gone into a professional team. Now that that's happened, people have started making these allegations towards him, and they've started presenting evidence. And this is interesting because some of these clips have happened just at the Northern Arena event, which is just literally wrapping up. So at the time of recording this, so these allegations aren't coming from online games. These allegations are coming from LAN. Now that's really interesting because when other pro players have had these allegations, one of the big things that people say is that, well, it's LAN, so how are they cheating? In this instance, actually seems the community overwhelmingly believes that this guy is a cheat. And I have a suspicion that that is to do with their lack of reputation. Very often, reputation goes a long way whenever you're accused of anything that's negative or derogatory. It acts as a shield. It protects you from the mobs because, you know, you've got fans to push back on that, to downvote dissenting opinions. In the last 2 days, I think I've seen 3 threads make it to the Reddit front page, the subreddit front page, before being removed, which basically say Subroza is cheating. So I want to review some of these clips for you. And again, we're just going to play them in the background while I talk over them. We'll do the first. This is quite a famous one on Cash. And this is the one. This was the first aim lock. And we've yet to be fair, this isn't the smooth version. This is the jerky version. It doesn't make a great deal of difference when it's smooth. But you can see here, you know, he's going into that mid area. He's having a look towards main, and then explicably his crosshair jumps up into that left corner, and it's actually offset if you slow it down frame by frame on the demo, and it doesn't actually lock on. It's very close, but it's offset. And as we know with aim locks and aim bots, you can have it so it's got an offset setting, so it doesn't lock all the way on. Now, somebody tweeted this at him, and Subroza actually said, "Oh, I just knocked my mouse." Okay, now that does sound to me a lot like the Flusher excuse. You know, I lift my mouse a lot. That was what he used to explain away when he was having a lot of clips. That just seemed to be the explanation, and I guess that can happen. We saw a video where Nico was being filmed, also been accused by certain segments of the community, and he knocked a mouse, and the crosshair did seem to line up with a player model on X-Ray. Okay, so then we go to, you know, Northern Arena. That's been going on, and that's been a hilarious event in and of itself. I should make a fucking video about that. I guess it could be like the tournament itself, and I'll make it, like, never-ending. But you can see here, this is next clip is a clip from Train, and this is CLG versus Cloud9. And what you'll see is Subroza coming down the ladder, and as he's kind of, like, looking around, maybe trying to avoid flashes, you'll see the crosshair sweep over someone behind a train, and it'll do that thing that we saw in that Shocks clip that everyone talked about, where it kind of does this weird little circle. And if you look at Coin's video about cheating, what he says there is that if a crosshair locks onto someone and you try and pull it away while he's still holding the button down, what it'll do is it'll do a little circle because it's not smooth. It's trying to pull towards the model. You're manually trying to pull away while pressing the button, and you get these weird little glitches. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going on in this clip, but that's what some people are saying is going on in this clip. And again, remember, this is at a LAN event. Same event. Another clip, and you can see here, this is on a retake on Mirage. CLG got the stuffing kicked out of them here by Cloud9, and you can see they've done a force buy. They're trying to do a retake. It's a must-win situation, and you can see there Subroza when he picks up the rifle, the crosshair quickly moves. It's over a player model, and then it moves the other way and goes over another player model, and kind of back. And it looks like it's very jerky movement, like it's high sensitivity. He does appear to be quite a high sensitivity player. And I suppose within this context, it could be coincidental because obviously those are areas you would check. He's aiming over towards the ticket booth. He's aiming over towards the boxes near Ninja Spot, kind of thinking that's where people would be in an afterplant position. It does make sense that you would pre-aim into those segments for me. Now, the next clip, again, from Northern Arena, you can see here, again, it's another clip, I think, from Train. And let me just make sure I've got the right one here. Yeah, you can see Subroza. He's kind of, again, they're on a Tech 9 force buy. He decides to run out into main. You can see he does a pop flash. And again, with that high sense, you can see crosshair sweeping around. And again, it does appear to go onto a player model, if not indeed two player models, in quite quick succession that he couldn't possibly have seen. And again, seems to be very high sense, seems to be jerking around, does line up with the player models, could be purely coincidental. Then there's another clip here, which is, again, this is on YouTube, I think. So, yeah, this is, again, on Mirage when they were playing NRG. You can see Subroza in an afterplant position, basically gets himself behind that white van. And what happens is, as he's hiding there behind the white van, the crosshair seems to move over towards the player behind the bench, and it seems to line up with him. And again, this is a standard position where you might expect someone to be, but certainly that the crosshair definitely lines up, and you can see that he's able to kill one, and then he knows instantly that the guy's still there. Could have been called. It's a standard position. Could be coincidence. Happened at the same event as these other clips. Now, these next two, hang on, I don't have notes next to them. So this, I think, is from the Cloud9. It's another CLG Cloud9 game, and it's actually the replay you need to watch here. This was in Pro League. You can see Subroza gets one kill, and then he looks up to the window. And again, this is where you might expect people to be coming from. It makes total sense. But as he's flicking up, the crosshair takes a little stop and seems to just be slightly offset to a player model. Now, that again could be a jerky movement. That again could be not enough mouse mat space. That could be a lot of things. But it does seem to be that the crosshair is pulled towards a player model through the wall. And then I think the last one here is, yes. So this is CLG versus Cloud9. I think it's from the same game. It is. And this is interesting, this one, because as he runs, the action really happens straight away. You can see that he runs up ramp, the smoke's there. His crosshair seems to just be kind of a little bit jittery. He's able to tag somebody multiple times through the smoke, tries to have another tag while they're not facing. So again, that could be pre-fire, that could be pre-aim. You can even hear the commentator in the clip say that's great game sense from Subroza. Who knows if they're being sarcastic or not. You can then see Subroza use the boxes, peeks out at the right moment, and then gets the kill through the box on Skadoodle as he makes the run. So a lot of people have been pointing to that, saying it's a fairly blatant clip. I guess the most concerning thing is the ability to consistently tag someone through the smoke. He seems quite confident that they're there. But again, that could be calls, that could be comms, that could be game sense, that could be predicated on just standard positions on Mirage. So these are a lot of clips in a short space of time. And this is why this is problematic. And this is why it reminds me of the whole Flusher thing all over again. Because if we assume, like the mob is now saying, that Subroza is cheating, and that is what those aim locks look like when somebody is cheating, then all those other aim locks for all those players that you say aren't cheating and would never cheat, the more popular ones, the ones with a bigger reputation, well, they've got the same kind of clip. They've got the exact same types of clips. So why would the new kid on the block be cheating, and why is it okay to go after him and label him a cheater, but not the other guys? You've got to be consistent here, and you've got to make a decision about whether or not you do believe this guy is cheating. And if he is, then it does suggest that when we see people with multiple clips like this, they might be cheating also. It's got to be one or the other. You've either got to give Subroza the benefit of the doubt, like everybody's done for all the other players, and I won't repeat their names. You know who they are. You've all seen the clips. All the other people that have had these strange aim lock moments. Or we have to use what we're seeing with Subroza to realize, hang on a minute, we're outraged and we believe that he's cheating. Maybe more people are cheating than we're comfortable admitting. Now, all I'm going to say is I'm still a big believer in innocent until proven guilty. I'm never going to dedicate my channel to putting up fishy clips and trying to break them down and analyze it. The eye test will never, ever do any good when it comes to cheating. There's an infinite amount of possibilities. We can be in the realm of confidence, and we've moved on from banning people on the balance of probability. We need a software solution to this problem. And that can come from Valve, that can come from third parties. But obviously, if there was a cheat, we're very ignorant about how it works. We are behind the time, we're behind the curve. We're not winning the cat and mouse game of trying to catch cheaters right now. So until we have a flagged a flagged ban, until somebody gets software banned, until we have some technology, we really can't go slinging accusations around. Yes, I have to say, a lot of coincidences in a short space of time might make me inclined to believe certain things over other things. But when it comes to the application of assuming guilt, of penalizing people, you've got to be absolutely certain. And if you're not, then I think we've got some serious problems about what we want to do in the scene. I'm all for a clean scene. I've dedicated huge amounts of my time to exposing cheats, exposing match fixes. Competitive integrity and a level playing field couldn't be more important to me. I understand how damaging it can be to the sport when it goes wrong. But the bottom line is, we've set the standard as being a software ban, a flag has to occur before we assume guilt. And that has to be evenly applied to everybody, whether they're a star name or a new up-and-comer. If the clips look the same and you give them one guy the benefit of the doubt and not the other, that makes you a hypocrite. Otherwise, you've got to start facing up to some uncomfortable truths. And hell, I'm pretty uncomfortable thinking about that as well. But there you have it. So I just wanted to wade in and say a few things about that. Thanks all for watching the video. There'll be another one soon. Until then, take care.